This
money
was
to
a very
give.
foolish relationship.
It
You got, it
was.
was all take on his part and I'll give on your part.
Right.
And, sorry for your luck. With these, there was no contract, there was no written,
He's right here on page 23. He's getting mad I won't buy him weed.
all right, hold on. You know, and the stuff is, I can't even tell who's saying this.
It is hard to tell, Your Honor.
Now leave me alone, you fucking hoe. We are done.
Yeah.
You mad bitch. I am good. Can't fuck with a hoe. Is that from you to him or
That's
him
from
to you?
him to me because I shut his phone off after he told me to shut it off because he couldn't give me money for the bill. And then sends me all these pictures of stacks of money. Why aren't you paying your bill if you got all that money?
So here we are, and then there's a bunch of cash, like $100
Yep,
bills and stuff
yep,
in
right.
this picture. But again, this is, you're in a relationship, there's no written contract. You're voluntary paying this money. I need you to pay for my haircut.
Yeah,
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
page 25, sir.
Stop. Oh, that's Joanne there. Mr. Mayor, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, you need to take your hat off. You're sitting right under that bright light, which is shining right in our eyes. That's better. All right, someone's logged in, Mario Passarelli.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Passarelli, which case are you here on?
That'll be case number 26993-SC-1.
You're here on behalf of Joe's Auto Parts?
Correct.
All right, I think that's all we're gonna get.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. All right, we've got our small claims docket and we're ready to start. Hopefully we worked on our echo. They told me I should go back to the gooseneck microphone. You're all here for small claims court. Jennifer Shepard is here with me in the courthouse. Everybody else is here by Zoom. Annette Smith is here for TR Auto Salvage. Dwayne McNair is here on a lawsuit, and Mario Passarelli is here for Joe's Auto Parts. You're here in a small claims case, and the rules are different in small claims. They're more relaxed than they are in the general division of the civil court. Claim is limited to $7,000. Neither party is allowed to have an attorney. There's no formal record being made of a small claims proceeding. Either party has the right to remove the matter from small claims to the general division of the court, but you have to tell me before we begin, once we start, any ruling here is final and there is no appeal. Ms. Smith, you understand, you've been through this before. Mr. Passarelli, you understand?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna do the auto salvage cases first because I think they're more straightforward. There are 4 of them. We only have service on one of the 4 cases. Let's start by Ms. Smith and Mr. Passarelli. Will you both please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
Yes.
I do.
Mr. Passarelli, what's your position at Joe's Auto Sales?
I'm the owner.
And Ms. Smith, what's your position at TR Auto Salvage?
I'm the accounting clerk.
All right, this is a claim, and Mr. Passarelli, this is your first time here. During
Yes.
this year and last year, TR Auto Salvage has filed a number of these cases for people that haven't.
Sure. Understandable.
This claim is for $2,700. TR Auto Salvage claims they sent you invoices on a bunch of different dates. And the total is $2,700. Monthly statements and phone calls have been made in an attempt to collect this debt with no success. Ms. Smith, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, Mr. Passarelli, what's your version?
Yeah. So, yeah, I've got their statement. I purchased this company, January 1st of this year. So trying to catch up on past dues, from the previous owner. Trying to do the best I can. I do have a payment that was made last month. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a payment that was made on 4/17 of 1,161.27. I do
Give me that
show.
number. Give me that number again.
Oh, I'm sorry. The payment was made on 4/17/2026 for $1,161.21 or 27 cents.
All right, let me stop you right there.
Okay.
Ms. Smith, do you show that payment?
I'm sorry, I have a hard time hearing him.
He indicated that on April 17th, he made a payment of $1,161.27.
Okay, I don't have that. I can go, I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't have that.
How was it made, Mr. Passarelli? By check or by?
Nope, it was actually made over the phone with a credit card. And I have my most recent statement in front of me. And that does show the credit card payment as well as what appears to be a 3%, probably a 3% credit card processing fee as well. That was an additional $39.27.
All right, and that payment, as you contend, was made on this balance?
Yeah, and it's reflective on their statement that I just recently received.
All right, so what is your current arrearage with TR Auto Salvage on your most recent statement?
It looks like there's a final balance of $1,578.
Ms. Smith, what can you tell me regarding that?
Hang on. Let me look really fast. I apologize. I didn't realize that payment was made in. Yep, you actually are correct. The balance is $1,578.
Yep, correct.
Yep,
All right,
that is absolutely correct.
that's a good sign. Can you pay
Yeah,
the balance of that in?
And I
in
appreciate
30
that.
days?
No, of course.
Can you pay the balance of that in 30 days?
Yes, I can. Yep. And we're not far from one another. And I'm just, like I said, obviously there's no excuses. These purchases were made before I owned the company, but I acquired it with it. So I have to take responsibility for it. But yeah, I kind of laid it out. I'd love to send a check. I'd love to send a check today for half the balance. And then if it's possible on the 22nd of this month, the remainder balance. However Eagle would like it, I'd love to try and get it resolved for them. So I know this is an inconvenience for them, so.
All right, very
That
good.
would
Well,
be,
let's add
that would
it
work.
Yeah.
1578 plus 8625 in court costs.
Okay. You said, was that 8625?
1578 plus 8625 in court costs. The total will be 1,664.25. We divide that by 2, 832.12 is half.
Yep, correct.
By the judgment in 2 halves. $832.13 by this Friday, we'll call that June 13. And the balance of 832.12. When would you pay the next one?
I was going to, yep, I was going to send another check out on the 22nd. So it would be essentially they would arrive by the 26th.
All right, we'll make it by June 30th.
Sure. Yep.
And you agree to those terms and conditions, Mr. Passarelli?
Yes, sir.
Very good. This is a reputable company. They've been around for a long time and they deal on credit like this and they get stiffed by some
Of course.
people. You're holding up your end of the deal. And so I find for the plaintiff in the amount of 1,578, I show it as a trial and a consent. Defendant to pay half, 832.13 on June 13th, 2026, or by June 13th, and the balance of 832.12 by June 30th. All right, Mr. Passarella, do you have any questions?
No, 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 I don't.
All right, I'll send you this judgment. What county is Ravenna in?
That's Muskegon County.
Okay. All right, well, you'll get a copy of this and they're, like I said, they've been there for years. You may need their services again this year. It's good to get squared away with them. So
Absolutely.
you're good to go, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, Ms. Smith, sometimes you win one and, all right,
Yes.
let's talk about Three Rivers Auto Salvage versus Ira's Garage, Elkhart. It's claimed for $6,678. Does not appear we have service on that matter.
Okay.
I'll adjourn at least 30 days.
Okay.
At least 30 days to obtain service. That's file 26994SC. Then we're in the same boat in the next two cases. These would all be nice to collect on. 6,000, another 6,000. TR Auto Salvage versus Full Circle. I think there were 4 of these. That one was Ira's.
Yes, Ira's garage.
I'm looking for it. Oh, here it is. Next is TR Auto Salvage versus Full Circle, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 6,664. These are substantial claims, which has an effect on a small company like yours.
Yes. Yes, she wrote 4 bad checks in 1 day on a closed account.
That's a crime. I haven't seen a check case in 10 years. When I was prosecutor, we prosecuted a lot of insufficient funds checks, 3 NSFs in a 10-day period, and some other things could be a felony. Count closed check was also a serious offense. There isn't even thing anybody even does anymore. They don't investigate them. The merchants were all over the sheriff for working on their bad checks. But now, as I said, I haven't seen a bad check case in years, but that is a criminal offense.
Yeah, she wrote them out of 2 different accounts.
Anyway, no service.
Okay.
Allow at least 30 days to attempt service. Another crime I haven't seen in a long time is fail to return rented property. It was big with videotapes. People would rent a videotape and they would charge them with failed to return rented property. Well, that's not really worth spending criminal resources on. We'll get people renting scaffolding or skid steers or expensive stuff that they don't return. I don't see any of those either. I'm not sure. It's a different world than many years ago when I started. All right, the
Most
last
definitely.
one we have is another 4,000. Between the 3 of these cases, you've got almost $25,000. This is
Yes.
file 26992ST, which is HMT Medical Transport, South Bend. The common factor in all of these cases, the companies are all in Indiana.
Yes.
At least 30 days to attempt service. All right, Ms. Smith, that takes care of our 4 TR Auto Salvage. That leaves Shepherd and McNair. I'm going to run these files out to the clerk and then I'll be right back. So Ms. Shepherd, you have a seat right over here.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Is that microphone on green or is it red?
It's green.
Okay. I'll remove Ms. Smith. We have one case left. It's entitled Jennifer Shepherd versus Dwayne McNair. You're Jennifer Shepherd
Yes, sir.
and you're Dwayne McNair. Will you both please raise your right hand? You both swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
I do.
Did you hear what I said about once we begin, there's no appeal
Yes.
from this? Ms. Shepherd, did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
And you're ready to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McNair, did you hear that as well? Oh, boy. There's more than one Jennifer Shepherd. Are you
Yeah.
Jennifer K. Shepherd?
No,
You're Jennifer, what's your middle
Jean.
initial? Jean.
birthday 1984.
Okay. There's several Jennifer
Yes, there
Shepherds. All right. Jean with a J.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is a claim for $5,958.36. I had a hard time sorting this out, and I have not sorted it out.
Okay.
The claims, let me get the right claim here. The other one's out of here. The claim says I'm asking for $5,958.36. During our relationship, the defendant asked multiple times for help with certain items, those being cell phone, bill, clothes, shoes, cell phone case, jewelry, and truck. See attached papers, plus gaming VR headset. So then I'm supposed to look through all these 50 pages you filed and add it up to 5,598.
Yes.
So you're filing this action just to screw with him. This is a divorce that you weren't married. So you filed this action that you allege between September of 26 and March of 26. Well, that can't be right. Between September of when?
Oh, it was September of 25, sorry.
25.
Sorry.
So you went together for about 8 months and now you're suing him for almost $6,000. And then you supply me with a bunch of stuff that I'm supposed to add up and determine that he owes you that much money. I don't even know where to start. I didn't find any final, there's 52 pages of stuff where like he owes me this or this or this. You're the plaintiff, you have the burden of proof. So tell me why you believe he owes you $5,000 $958.
Okay, for one, Your Honor, I have the receipts for the clothes and the jewelry and the gaming headset and everything that I bought him. And the messages that I sent you, I know was a hot mess. So I have bank accounts in
All
there.
right, well, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so, I have the messages where it says he's gonna sell the truck and pay me my money back.
Well, was this a deal where you agreed you were gonna buy this stuff for him and then he would pay you back?
He asked me to help him, and there's messages in here.
Well, I'm not sure what that means. All right, well, let's start out with, tell me how you get to 5,958.
The truck was 2,500. His phone was $2,000. His phone bills from November to April of this month. The jewelry was,
Stop.
sorry. I'm sorry, sir. My cousin is dying right now, so.
November to April phone bill is how much?
Well, you got one for 195. You got one for 107.74. You got one for 96.48. You got one for 56.77 plus $5. $40 plus $5. $40 plus $5. And then $5 that I pay every month for the phone for the insurance on it. And then I paid the phone off, and that was after I paid the phone.
Well, how much is the total phone? I don't want to have to go through and add up every monthly bill for 7 months, not even under the contention that he
All
owes the
together.
money. This is, like I said, this is.
I know it's a hot
small
mess, I'm
claims
sorry.
divorce.
So the phone altogether was $2,443.81.
All right, very good. Now, that's just the phone payment?
That's the phone and the phone bill. The phone is $2,000 by itself.
All right, so the phone and the bill is 2,443.84.
81.
And the truck, tell me about that. I saw a picture of it.
I bought the truck on March 27th, and I paid $2,500 from the truck, and I have not physically seen him until today on that camera since I paid for that truck.
Where is the truck?
You tell me. It was down the road from my house at his other girlfriend's house until not this last Saturday, but the Saturday before that. He's got pulled over driving it once. I
All right,
don't have
well,
any
who's
idea.
it titled to?
He has the title and everything, but I paid for it. And then there's multiple messages saying where he's gonna sell the truck and give me my money back.
All right, what's the rest of it?
His jewelry, there's a picture of him wearing a necklace in here. That was $200, which is the receipt right here.
Okay.
There was an outfit that he wanted for his cousin's. I don't know if it's his cousin's birthday or the day he died. They have a big family get together, so he wanted an outfit for that. So he ended up getting 2 pairs of shoes instead of 1, which that was $264.99. And then he got a pair of white Levi jeans that was $50.56. I'm not even including the hat and stuff because I couldn't find the receipt for those.
All right, keep going.
And then he got a gaming VR headset when we first got together. One of those Quest 3 things, that was $499.99. And he bought my daughter a movie with my credit card and told her, we've never even seen the movie since he paid for it. That's the receipt for this right here. And I sent you a picture of the gaming headset. And then, the truck. I've got multiple text messages
All right, let's
stating,
add this up. The truck is 2,500. The phone bill and the phone is 2,443.81.
and then, Your Honor, I also, when
Stop. Jewelry is 200. Clothes is 314. Let me add that up. There's 315.55. And the VR headset is $499. $5,938.36. That's more than. No, that's the amount. All right, Mr. McNair,
Yes.
what's your position? She spent all this on you. She says during your relationship, were you a kept man? She
No.
was buying your vehicles and clothes and jewelry and
Hey,
paying your bills?
all on her free will. And I got the text messages too.
All right, you asked for help. So this is all hunky-dory for you. She buys you a truck for $2,500. Your truck, she got no rights to it. She pays your phone bill for months and buys you a phone, $2,400. Good for
Hey,
you.
she cut the phone off, so her paying the bills, that was on her to talk to me. She cut the phone off. The phone been cut off for months.
I cut it off in April, sir.
Where is it?
It's here with me. It ain't no good, but the phone been cut off for months.
What about these
been-
other items, jewelry and clothes and that sort of thing?
I mean, like, she bought that because she wanted me to be with her. As soon as I said I didn't want to be with her, that's when she brought me to court for this. Got people taking pictures of me in the bar, sending them messages. I got all that.
What about this gaming system?
Man, she bought it on her own. I asked, she bought it. Didn't force it. She bought it for me to be at her house.
All right, so you're saying she bought these things of her free will because you were in a relationship together?
Yes.
All right, she says she bought them to quote unquote help you and now she's mad, so she's suing you for them.
Yeah.
So that means we gotta look at these emails.
Your Honor, right here on page 16, it says need help getting this, and it's a picture of a truck. It's not the truck I
Yes.
bought,
Yes,
but
and
it
you
is a
did that.
truck.
All right, stop. I'll give you a
Okay.
chance to speak.
On page 18, it says
Well,
this,
so yeah, it doesn't say, hey, I'll pay you back if you.
but it's not
buy
saying,
it.
will you buy this for me either?
Well,
and then
again, you're the plaintiff.
It says right here, it might have to go off. I can only give you what I got. That means his phone.
All right,
So he's supposed to be paying me for the phone. Why would he say that?
where are you in that?
On page 14. And this is a bank statement right here. This is all the gifts, Your Honor, right here.
Let me give that to the bank.
This is gifts. This is where I got his first truck legal. And this is haircuts and all them highlights right there. That's gas stations where he's getting food and cigarettes and filling his truck up. I ain't got none of those. The only thing that's on there is the Oculus. That shows the $599 or whatever for the Oculus. My loan went from 4,000 to 11,000 since we've been together. I'm a single mom, Your Honor. I don't
Well,
have money
this was a
to
very
give.
foolish relationship.
It
You got, it
was.
was all take on his part and I'll give on your part.
Right.
And, sorry for your luck. There was no contract, there was no written,
He's right here on page 23. He's getting mad I won't buy him weed.
All right, hold on. You know, and this stuff is, I can't even tell who's saying this.
It is hard to tell, Your Honor.
Now leave me alone, you fucking hoe. We are done.
Yeah.
You mad bitch. I am good. Can't fuck with a hoe. Is that from you to him or?
That's
him
from
to you?
him to me because I shut his phone off after he told me to shut it off because he couldn't give me money for the bill. And then sends me all these pictures of stacks of money. Why aren't you paying your bill if you got all that money?
So here we are, and then there's a bunch of cash, like $100
Yep,
bills and stuff
Yep,
in
right.
this picture. But again, this is, you're in a relationship, there's no written contract. You're voluntary paying this money. I need you to pay for my haircut.
Yeah,
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Page 25, sir.
Stop. Buying him a hat, buying him this, that, you're taking money away from your kids.
I'm over $8,000.
What?
I'm over $8,000 in debt over this.
Well, that was not a very good decision.
Your Honor, the first page, my friend had just died.
Stop. What's
And so
that?
my friend had just died when we had got together.
Yeah.
So I was not in a good place at all. And he took advantage of that. I watched my friend die at work and he took advantage of that. I cried every day. I was drinking very heavily. I stopped drinking 3 months ago because it was causing a lot of problems.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
But page 25, it
The
says,
whole thing is just, I ain't got shit and you won't buy me no weed.
right,
You know, gee whiz. Mr. McNair, it's embarrassing to read this.
Well,
but page 25 says he'll give me some money.
You should see half of the stuff that she sent to me that I can't get to y'all.
When I'm drunk, Your
All
Honor.
right, stop.
But page 25 says the rest pay little out of every check stressed to the max.
What
And
page are
then
you on?
page 25, and that gives the date and
That doesn't say
everything.
that. It says, I'm gonna give your money today. Don't worry about it no more.
That's 26. I might have them mixed up, sorry. And then page 27, don't worry, gotta give your money back and I will figure out my own dot. Thank you for trying to help. Always, I said I will be there to drop off the money. Why are you giving me money if you don't owe me?
Well,
I'm giving you money for the phone, not the truck.
all right.
That's because we was together then.
All right. The
There's
problem
one,
is, this is during a relationship. You have to prove beyond a preponderance that he owes you this money. There's no evidence that there was ever a contract that it was entered into. If you lend me the money to buy this truck, I will pay you back at $100 per month. You just bought him the truck.
right here,
Then-
page 40.
All right, let me see that.
It says, I am just going to put this truck back up for sale and get you your money, get your money.
Yeah, but I'm talking about ahead of time.
Well, I didn't think I had to do that being in a relationship with
You
somebody,
don't.
you know?
So you buy it for him and then the relationship
Page
ends and
42.
all of a sudden you want the stuff back.
I'm definitely gonna give you your money for
All
the
right,
truck.
that doesn't mean he's legally obligated in a court case to give you the money back. What was the agreement at the front end?
That I was gonna help him get the truck and he was supposed to give me money back.
All right, yes, you have your version and his version. There's no contract, there's nothing in
Right.
writing. You're in a relationship. You said, we're in a relationship. Why do I need a contract? Well, that cuts both ways. Mr. McNair, you made out very well in this. So you got some lady, you still owe me money, thousands, hundreds anyway, of unpaid court fines. In the meantime, somebody's buying you a truck and a phone and jewelry and clothes. I was joking that you're a kept man, but you sort of were till you decided to get into another relationship and then the money turned off and now she's suing you for it. But this is not a civil case. It's a divorce without a marriage. You were part of a relationship. You bought him all this stuff. You're taking your money away from your kids to give him money to do stupid stuff like play video games, jewelry and bling bling. I'm ashamed of him. But there's not enough for a civil binding contract for repayment. I don't know how much you owe, Mr. McNair. It's in the hundreds. It's over $1,000 that you owe the court. You have a pretrial on June 24th on a charge of driving without a license. And another charge of no proof of insurance. You have several no valid license charges where you're driving around without a license and then she's buying you a car.
Yeah, I didn't know he didn't have a license, Your Honor, sorry.
Let's see, 7. Drove without a license, 6/1/24. He hasn't paid the fine.
Yeah, he was driving the truck that I bought.
I was not, for your
Driving
information.
without a license, 10/1/21. You haven't paid that fine. 4. Driving without a license, 8/9/21. You haven't paid that fine. 6. No proof of insurance, 2023. You haven't paid that fine. And you got some new cases from earlier this year. Yeah, you don't need a truck. You don't have a driver's license. Nonetheless, this isn't the mechanism to collect this money. You've made some representations that you would pay her the money back, which I don't think you're ever gonna do. But this was during a relationship. There's no contract that said you agreed to repay the money. You just took and then you left and you got the benefit of it. You got this truck. What is it?
2005 Chevy Tahoe.
All right, let's see what he was driving on the most
He
recent.
probably on the first, but in May is when he got pulled over driving the truck.
Yeah, that was, yeah, when I was moving it.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Well, we'll discuss that. I may have to DQ myself on this. You don't need a truck. You don't have a driver's license. She buys this for you. You're driving around with no insurance and no driver's
Can I have the
license.
truck?
No, it's titled in his name, so you were a foolish person. Anyway, I'll see you in court, but you don't have to pay any money as a result of this lawsuit. I'm gonna remove you. I didn't want to say this on the record, but I will tell you this. I'm gonna stop it. All right, we're ready to start our afternoon. Thank you for saying good afternoon. Our IT guy had some advice from remote techs and worked on the settings during lunch. just before lunch, so hopefully we're still working on that echo phenomenon. Maybe he improved it, I hope so, and thanks for the advice. All right, I already got 5 people in the waiting room. Let's see what we got.
Afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. All right, I've got the alleged Andy Rogness. I think that's John Bush. Who is Samsung SM1? I can't see you or hear you. There's John from Three Rivers. Is that you, Miss Moberly? Can you unmute your phone? If you can unmute your phone, we'll be good. You're in the right direction. Hit the little red button with the slash on it. All right, there you go. Not quite. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
And you're
Can you hear
Connie
me?
Moberly?
yes.
All right, well, let's get to it. It is 1:15. I appreciate everybody being here on time. The first matter scheduled for this afternoon is Crystal Poling versus Connie Moberly. File number is 26653LT. This is a second hearing. We were first here way back in April, and the defendant indicated that she planned to move. We continued the matter to May 18th. And I don't remember what happened May 18th. But we didn't have a
If the
hearing.
court,
so-
please, you wanted legal counsel for the plaintiff?
Yes, and so Mr. Bush filed an appearance on behalf of Crystal Poling, who was a conservator for the property, Diane Cooper. So Mr. Bush is here for Crystal Poling and for Diane Cooper, the actual property owner. Ms. Poling, Mr. Bush was trying to get out of the landlord-tenant business, but you apparently lured him to come back in and help you with these cases, which I appreciate.
He's a good guy.
Yes, he is. All right, Ms. Moberly, this was a termination of tenancy. They're trying to get you to move. We've adjourned this all the way from April 17th. Now it's June 8th. What's your position?
Okay, I have been trying to get help everywhere, which is not easy. I ended up going and buying a camper from Camping World. I got that. Now I'm having a hard time finding a lot to rent that's a little bit cheaper than $100 a month. I'm on disability and SSI. I don't have any help here at all. The help that I had, Crystal ran him off. She doesn't want him on the property yet at all. They don't seem to get along. So I'm back on my own again. I have
All right.
arthritis in my spine, feet, hands, and knees, and I can't do this heavy work by myself. I'm going through my things to try to sell for a yard sale. to make up some money so I can move. My plans are to move, but it's been hard on me without any help. I didn't have a problem paying Diane rent. I was paying her $400 to $500 a month. I didn't have a problem with that.
Well, they're
Crystal and
not
I,
asking you to, they're trying to get this property emptied. There's another case just after this with another tenant. You have 10 days from today to vacate or you're subject to being evicted. We've been at this for several months. The notice to
yes,
quit
I
was
know.
February
I
or
know.
somewhere, but you point out how hard it is to relocate.
Yes.
The date for the writ is June 15th. No money judgment is entered at this time. And the
Right.
date for the appeal is also June 15th. Now, let me tell you a couple things. When you move, you're supposed to turn in your keys and give your forwarding address in writing within 4 days of your moving. I don't know if there's a security deposit. And let me tell you this, Ms. Poling, Mr. Bush knows this, but you don't have to evict her on June 15th. You have 56 days from the day to ask for the writ of eviction. Evicting somebody is a messy process. The sheriff comes and puts all their stuff out on the street. If she's in the process of moving and has somebody come and say on June 18th to move her, you don't need to ask for the writ of eviction. But if she's not making any progress and nothing has happened, you can consult with Mr. Bush. You can pay $15 and get a writ.
You know, it's our belief, as you also hope that she'll take care of them.
Yes. Ms. Moberly, circumstances changed when Diane Cooper passed, and now it's in a different position. They want you to move. I'm not sure what they want to do with this property, perhaps sell it. But the next property, the next defendant, Ms. Whiteman, is in the same, Mr. Whiteman's in the same position. They simply want him out.
Your
All right,
Honor,
you have, yes?
Mrs. Cooper did not pass. She has
Oh, I'm sorry.
dementia.
Okay, I have to take that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a conservator if she were deceased, so, yeah, she's still alive. All right, you got that, Miss Moberly? You got 10 days to move or you're subject to being evicted. Stay in contact with your landlord is my advice. Do you have any questions?
No, all I can say is I'm trying my best. And like I said, I gotta have help. And I don't, Crystal can't be running him off all the time. He's all I got.
All right, let's hope for the best.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Andy, what are you doing this weekend? You can go help that lady move.
I've got a 125 and a 127. And
Yes, well, let's take our next matter. Oh, John, yeah, this one isn't, send this one set for 130, 120, here's 120. All right, this is Crystal Poling versus Greg Whiteman. We're in the same boat. The matter was continued. Mr. John Bush is here with the defendant or the plaintiff now. There was some thought he may have vacated. Mr. Bush, what's the status here?
It's kind of an interesting situation. He's vacated the premises, but periodically he comes and parks his camper and stays on the property with his RV camper. So he still shows up from time to time. I don't know if that's going to become a trespass matter. I don't know if I've ever seen this.
I make it as part of this order. I find by default, it has 10 days to vacate. He has no property interest in the property after June 15th. And then it would become a trespass. No money judgment. Mr. Bush, thank you for helping Ms. Poling with these. Both were pretty.
Requested. Thank you very much. Good to be back at landlord tenant.
Yes. Well, Ms. Whitman, excuse me, Ms. Poling, this
Yes.
one may be tough. If he comes back, there's nobody to evict right now. But if he does come back, I guess you could ask for a writ of eviction for up to 56 days. And if he has his trailer there, they could come put him off the property. Now, wait a minute, I got two people in the waiting room. Let's see who's here. Neither one are relevant to this case.
Your Honor, may I
So-
speak?
Yes, just a moment. Let's see who my tablet is. Somebody's logged in as my tablet. Who are we speaking with? I got Erica Watkins. I've got Joshua Vela. I've got my tablet. I had Andy Rogness, and he's still there also. Who is my tablet? No, we don't know. Ms. Poling, what did you want to tell me?
Greg Whiteman has been gone for at least 7 weeks. He took all the stuff out of his apartment. We locked it up, I'd say 2 to 3 weeks after he left, we locked it up. And like John said, he comes back every once in a while, and he is the one that I have been running off that was helping Connie.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I mean, he's been gone long enough. It's like he left and then he starts coming back.
Well, he becomes a trespasser. All right, Mr. Bush, thanks for your help.
Thank you, Judge. We'll get it sorted out.
All right, thank you. I did order in each case. Now it is 1:25, time for Mr. Rognus's case. It is entitled Country Hearth versus Cindy Lane. I don't know if my tablet is Cindy Lane.
Nope, it's Ray Wired.
All right, let me give you a proper name here. All right, Mr. Rognus, let's talk about your case. This is Country Hearth versus Cindy Lane. File number is 261018LT. Defendant was personally served on May 26th. This is a week-to-week rent. $310 a week comes out to $1343 per month. That's pretty expensive rent for what this is. What can you tell us about this?
Well, she is still there, Your Honor. She's indicated that she can't find another place to go to, but at this point in time, she's not paid anything. The rent through last Friday, she pays her rent every Friday, is $3,456.28 with cost of $188.62, totaling $3,644.90.
All right, let me see if you sent me a judgment. You did. I find by default that the defendant is subject to being evicted. And it's often, in fact, it's usually the case, people would move if they had somewhere to move to. But through last Friday was June 5th. rent was $3,456.28. $186.62 in costs. Total of $3,641.90.
41 or 44?
Is it 44?
Yeah, it's 14.
644.90.
Not that it makes much difference.
Well, all right, the date for the writ is 10 days from today, which is June 15th, which is still in the month of June. Partial payment will not prevent a writ of eviction. No money judgment is entered at this time. The appeal date is also June 15th. Let's make sure that there's nobody here by this name. Hi, I'm looking for a Cindy Lane for landlord-tenant court. Cindy Lane? All right, thanks. Bye. No Cindy Lane, no Penny Lane, no Candy Cane Lane, so she's subject to default. Of course, you know the deal. They don't have to evict her on the 15th, but they can. In this circumstance, each week they get farther behind, they're out $310 more. All right, Mr. Rognus, you got the next one too.
You can take off. Okay. Thank you.
And this is Lauren Howard. Miss Howard, good afternoon. Could you unmute your mic? Miss Howard, your microphone is on mute. Mr. Andrade is walking around making me dizzy. Maybe he'll stop at one spot and maybe you can turn your mic on.
You might have to tell Lauren how to unmute it.
Miss Howard, there's a button, a red one with a microphone with a slash through it. You need to push that and unmute it. All right, well, she is physically here. She's the owner of the property. And Mr. Rognus, her lawyer, is here. Miss Howard, it's nice to see you still in the world with us. I haven't seen you in a while. Your property manager, Mr. Andrade, is here. Your lawyer, Rognus, is here. And your tenant, Erica Watkins and Pedro Pedraza, are present. I was given some texts just before noon. I'm not sure what they mean. This is filed as a demand for non-payment of rent. Mr. Rognus, what's the situation here?
Well, Your Honor, at this point in time, Ms. Howard still wants out. It's been several months since payment on this thing. It's got to the point where, as of last Friday, the rent was $4,650.
All right, slow down. Let me get that.
Okay.
4650 through June 5th.
Correct. And it goes up $200 every month.
All right, and
Cost total up $234.20.
what's the total?
$4,880.20.
All right.
By whose accounting?
All right, Miss Howard, we got your microphone unmuted. Good afternoon. This is Judge Middleton.
Hey. Nice,
Do you,
nice to see you again.
thank you. Do you wish Miss Watkins and Mr. Pedrosa to either pay the rent or vacate?
Yes, sir.
All
I
right, Miss
think though
Watkins.
it's maybe
All right, well, hold up.
more than $4,000.
Miss Watkins, what's your position?
I have all of the payments that I made. I have acknowledgement or receipt, however you want to say it, up to March. I owe for April, May, and now it's June. I owe for those 3 months. I agree that I will pay, but I've been paying $800 a month.
To who?
Ms. Howard, I paid it to Paul because I didn't know about any of this. And then the one guy showed up one day.
Just a minute, Miss
And it
Watkins.
wasn't Martin.
Who is Paul?
That was the old property manager. I didn't know of any Paul Munson. The person that rent the house to me. Miss Howard's the one that told me what was going on. Because I didn't know that he wasn't giving her money.
So you acknowledge that you owe April, May, and June, is that correct?
Yes. I've even got people on standby that are going to help pay that and have like 800 myself.
All right, just a minute. Just a minute. Mr. Agnes, that would make the rent $2,400. What's your position?
I think Ms. Howard is attempting to say that that's not the amount that's due. I think she tried to indicate it was somewhere in the neighborhood of about 4,000.
All right,
Yeah,
Ms.
we know
Howard.
exactly how much is due.
Mr. Andrade,
I don't
didn't
know
ask you
what
anything
gave you
yet.
or not. I just have a book.
Stop. Some of this is because we're not in the courtroom. We're all on a remote. You can see everybody's little picture on the screen, but we are in court. I'll give everybody an opportunity to speak. You can't all just blurt out things at once. All right, so Ms. Watkins, you contend that you paid rent through March to Paul Munson. Do you have any receipts?
Yes. I even have a book that after we ran out of receipt paper where I was keeping notes and everything. The day Martin's, I don't know what year Bo came here. It was the first time I heard about any of this. But I didn't know who he was, no paperwork was shown to me. And that was the day that Paul got the last payment for March from us.
All right, and then Mr. Andrade took over as the manager and
I see the paperwork. It was sent to me by Mr. Rognes, the agreement that him and Ms. Howard have. This is the first time I've seen it. Had someone brought it the first time instead of coming, because I'm sorry, I have a fight or flight mode and it freaked me out. But I've read it. I see it. I understand it.
all right,
And I understand from what Lauren tells me too, what's going on, because no, I didn't know any of that.
all right. We can agree on April, May, and June plus court costs, or we can set this for a hearing and
I don't agree with that.
Ms. Howard, you can agree with that?
No.
You don't agree with it?
If I may,
No.
we're probably gonna do a termination, because at this point in time, I don't even think there is a lease, or if there is, it's expired.
Hey, Your Honor, let me know when I get it. Important.
So, I mean, it's just a matter of going round and round and round, and maybe Ms. Watkins would be better served by looking for some place to move to.
I am
Paying the rent
looking.
to Paul does not satisfy the rent that's owed to me. Paul doesn't own the house. He's
I know that now. I know.
embezzled
I
the
didn't know
money.
about the agreement.
All
I
right,
didn't know he was
stop,
fired.
Stop. Apparently, there's some tacit admission that she paid the rent to this Paul Munson. He at one point had been your agent. I don't really want to spend 3 hours taking testimony from 9 people to determine what happened to this money. The plaintiff wants the defendant out, but it's filed as a demand for non-payment of rent. She is prepared to pay $800 a month for April, May, and June. $800 a month is different than $200 a week because there's 52 weeks in a year and not every month has 4 weeks in it. I'll set it for here if we have to, but I certainly won't enjoy it.
I'd rather not either. I'm just trying to say that I did not know what was going on with all of this until they came to the door, and I have never seen them before. So how was I supposed to know? No one told me before.
We did
And then I
explain
was
it to
lied
you.
to.
We explained it to you
But I
really good.
didn't know
You
you.
gotta
I
stop
didn't know you
lying.
still.
You gotta stop.
I'm sorry.
Andrade, you can just be
Your
quiet.
Honor,
Yes.
I bought the house out of foreclosure for Paul Munson, and the agreement was they were supposed to pay me $500 a week into the Omni account in order to get the house back. And are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, and so and they stopped making payments a couple of years ago.
Who is they?
I didn't even realize it. I assumed that the money was getting where it was supposed to be. But because she pays Paul Munson money does not mean that she's getting straight with the owner of the property, who is now me, since Paul Munson failed to get his house out of foreclosure.
That is correct. And now that I know that, I told him he wouldn't get no more money from me.
Ms. Howard, do you have a lease with this tenant?
Yeah.
A written lease?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, there is no current lease with this tenant, is that correct?
Not to my knowledge, no. The agreement, there is a written agreement that says they're supposed to pay $500 a month in order to regain the house, to regain ownership of the house.
But that's Paul Munson.
Who is they? There's agreement with they. Earlier,
Yeah.
you said $500 a week.
$500 a month into the Omni Bank in order for Paul to pay back the loan by which I got his house out of foreclosure.
Who was that agreement with? Paul?
Yes, and we had an attorney. Jay Felt was our attorney on that.
All right. I don't know anything about Paul. I know this lady is in the property. You don't have a lease. She seems to believe
she's
that
paying the
rent
wrong
is
person.
All right. I'm not sure that's her fault or your fault.
Well, I think that might be Paul Munson's fault.
Yes.
I think so too, because I was lied to as well.
But you may have a cause of action against him. Sheila, I'm gonna finds that shows April, May, and June rent.
Your Honor, let me ask Ms. Howard this question and see if that would be acceptable to Ms. Watkins.
I
Laura,
didn't ask her if it was acceptable. That's my ruling.
oh,
Ms. Watkins, can you pay those 3 months' rent?
Yes, Your Honor. I have people
All
standing
right,
by
then-
waiting for the,
All right. Then what you need to do, Ms. Howard, is consult with Mr. Rognus and determine if you want to go forward. You need to get a lease with these tenants.
can I say
You
one more thing?
also- Yes?
We didn't want to sign a lease because we are still planning to move, and I had told
Well, then my
Martin that
suggestion is
I'm
you
looking
prefer
to
to
move.
make-
So, yeah, I will pay monthly still, but they
Well,
already
you're
knew I was
subject to-
looking for something.
You're subject to a termination of tenancy. Ms. Howard's got this property. They need to get it squared away, get proper paperwork. It's probably not code compliant.
We did a lot of stuff, it is.
did you get the
You owe
cost of
2,634.20 through May. Through June, excuse me, and that's due by June 15th. Or you're subject to
2,600.
2,400 plus 234.20 in costs, was a total of 2,634.20. No money judgment is entered this time. Partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. If you're going to move, I suggest that you turn in the keys and give your forwarding address within 4 days of your moving. That will trigger the security deposit law.
Okay,
Then,
what
Ms.
about,
Howard, if you wish to sue for money damages, Mr. Rognus can assist you with that. My suggestion, Ms. Watkins, is you get out of this property by the end of June. Turn in your keys, give your forwarding address, and go forward from there. Ms. Howard and Mr. Andrade can take the property back. If they wish to sue you for money damages, including additional rent, they can do that. I don't disbelieve your version that you paid rent to someone else. I don't know at what point you knew she was the owner. It's very complicated, so I'm going with the straightforward answer. You pay 3 months rent, your tenancy continues. If they wish to terminate the tenancy, Mr. Rognus knows how to do that. You don't have a lease, so you're subject to a termination of tenancy.
and we'll send that tomorrow, Your Honor, so.
All right, very good.
Yeah,
All right, Ms.
okay, well,
Watkins.
I do need to bring up the fact that I'm taking everything with me that I bought then. I mean, the hot water
All right, well,
heater,
that's-
bathtub, I was
don't
trying to
wanna-
discuss that.
I don't want to get into that about what's a fixture and what's not a fixture.
The doorknob
but we
and
got
keys
to-
that I bought. In the back
know-
door, in the back door frame.
Those become fixtures.
Thank
So
you.
either pay the rent or vacate.
Yeah,
All right, thank
those,
I'm gonna pay it.
those remain with the property, and you could be charged criminally if you remove those items.
Yeah, so I'd leave anything that was attached to the property there. If there's money issues.
Oh,
we'll
it
deal.
wasn't. No, these are things that I brought. It did not have these things.
It does-
Well, you attached them. All right, Mr. Rognus, this will be fun going forward, but I'm glad you're in here.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, that got us behind. Let's take a look and see where we are. We have Centerville Mobile Home Park versus Levin. We have Mr. Barta here on a civil matter. Let's just take a minute and see if anybody's here on that case. I was told that Kelsey Credit Union was adjourned, which would leave Portfolio Recovery Associates. Is Christy Ames here? She's the one.
Yes.
Miss Ames, stay with me for a minute. Mr. Barta is here, the attorney. We'll come to that case in a minute, but we got backed up with a couple of clinkers there. And we have a couple more to go. Uh, all right, we have just one more, Centerville Mobile Home Park versus Wired. Joshua Vela is here, Christy DeCenzo is here. Daniel Landman is here from his mobile headquarters. Mr. Andrade, you came back. Is there something else you wanted to tell me?
Oh, can you hear me, Your Honor? Can you?
Yeah, you're
No, sorry, I just didn't know if I dropped out on accident or on purpose. Just thank you. Just I'm not sure. Just thank you and sorry.
Talk to Mr. Agnes. You're good to go. All right. And someone is here, Samsung, and that is Ms. Wired. Oh, that's Ms. Wired is somebody else. I think that may be, I'm not sure who that is. Someone is here as Samsung phone. Who am I speaking with?
It might be my phone.
Do you have two things on?
Actually, no, I just had the one on to the thing. I don't know why it's acting through my phone.
All right, well, I got somebody else who's here on the feed. Their microphone's on mute. She's yawning into the screen. Who is that? Would you please identify yourself? Well, we'll set that person aside for a minute. Ms. Wired, you're a tenant in a landlord-tenant proceeding. Your mobile home park wants you to move. They filed what's called a just cause termination, which would give you 10 days to move and 90 days to move or sell your mobile home. As a defendant in such a case, you do have the right to hire a lawyer. If you cannot afford an attorney, you could see if legal aid would represent you or seek other legal representation. We don't have court-appointed attorneys in civil cases. You'd have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. You have a right to have a jury trial if you want one, heaven forbid. We haven't had one yet in 50 years, but we might. If you did have a jury trial, you have to file the demand in writing within 5 days, pay the $50 jury demand fee, or tell me today that you wished to have a jury trial and be prepared to pay the fee. Mr. Senzo, what's the matter?
Sorry, Your Honor. This is just a rental. She doesn't own the home. I don't know if that makes any difference.
Well, we'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's the lot. And yeah, that's the way it was filed by Mr. Landman. 10 days to move and 90 days to move or sell the mobile home. This is a lot. All right, you may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that means a conditional order of dismissal would be filed, or if both parties are interested, the matter could be sent to mediation as an attempted settlement. We've never done that either, but maybe someday we will. Good afternoon, Mr. Landman.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Ms. Wired, could you turn your camera on?
My camera don't work.
All right. Mr. Landman, this was filed as a just cause termination, lot only, as Ms. DeCenzo pointed out. What else would you like me to know, if anything?
Your Honor, the lease was entered into on April 25th of 2025. It was a one-year lease. The lease has expired. We served the appropriate 30-day notice. The tenant did not vacate and this action ensued.
Ms. Wired, what's your position?
My position is all I'm going to say is I've been feeling threatened by the landlord and I just want to speak to legal aid.
Well, legal aid isn't here right now, so I suggest that you give them a call. We will adjourn this. We have to adjourn it for at least 7 days. Now, it's just cause. I'm not sure expiration of lease alone is just cause on a mobile home park, but I'll have to look at it more carefully. You own the mobile home,
No, I do not.
but you don't rent it from the park.
Yes, I rent it from the park.
Do you rent the mobile home from the park?
Yes.
All right, let me look at this. So it's just a rental. Maybe I made my notes wrong. It's just as though you're renting an apartment. You're renting the lot and the trailer, which is different than what Mr. Senzo told me. Let's take a look at this. Ms. Vela, can you help? Is this lot and trailer both?
Yes, Your Honor. She rents the lot rent and mobile home rent.
All right. They're not asking you to pay the rent. They're asking you to move. And what I told you is incorrect. It's not 90 days to move or sell a mobile home. They want you to pay the rent. Oh, excuse me, they just want you to move. Your lease is up. They don't wish to renew it. And they want you to move out. There is a copy of the lease, but it's so hard to read. It comes on 4 pages to a page, and I need a microscope to read it, so I can't really tell what it says. But you do have the right for at least one adjournment to try to contact legal aid. Who else lives there?
My husband and my son.
Roger Wired, is he there also?
No, he's at work.
Next Friday, I am gone. Next Monday, I'm gone. Yeesh. I'm going to set this, Mr. Lamb, this work for you, 8:30 for June 19th. That's a Friday.
Will that be on Zoom, Your Honor, or in person?
No, it'll be on Zoom. I usually start at 9, but I'm gonna do a felony sentence later that morning and I'm losing 2 landlord tenant days, so we'll start early that day at 8:30. All right, Ms. Wired, you have actually 11 days to contact legal aid. If the park gets what they ask for on June 19th, you'd have 10 days to move out or you'd be subject to being evicted, which would give you until the 29th of June to vacate. At this point, they're not asking for money damages. They're simply asking you to move. Once you move, they could ask for money damages, but right now, this is just a claim for possession of the property. So do you have, I sent you the number for legal aid with the packet. Do you have that?
Yes.
All right. Usually Meg Bauer is with us. She's not here today. I suggest you contact her. I don't want to do this without a picture. So you're just down the street. If you can't zoom in with a phone, I want you to be here live at the court on the 19th.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you then, either by Zoom with a picture, or you're welcome to come here to the courthouse. You can see this beautiful little courtroom that I'm in now. All right, do you have any questions?
Nope.
All right, we'll re-adjourn, we'll revisit on June 19th at 8:30. Thank you all.
Yep, thank you.
All right. Now, I still don't know who Samsung is.
Cindy Lane.
Oh, Cindy Lane, you're way late for your own hearing.
Not having technical difficulties. We were having trouble. Yeah, we were having trouble. But the paperwork said Friday, June 8th.
Today's Monday, June.
But the paperwork said Friday, June 8th on it.
All right, well, let's take a look. Your Country Hearth. I called even to see if you were here.
I don't have a phone. I'm just trying to get all that straightened out so I can communicate better.
All right, well, it says June 8th, 125. It doesn't say anything about Friday, just June 8th, 125. No, it does say you're to be in court on Friday, June 8th. Yep. Well, anyway, you're here on the correct day. They were here and you weren't. They indicated that your rent is $3,456.28. $185.62 in costs. They allege that you owe $3,644.90. I believe that's through June 5th.
Okay. I've been making phone calls to like Keystone and other places to help with it. Neighborhood Inc.
Very good.
Working on getting the driver's license and all the
problem is this place is way too expensive for what it is. You're staying in a motel room with a efficiency kitchen for $1,343 a month. So they may not be willing to continue to pay that much money for you to live in this little hotel room. But I'm gonna send you this information and you share it with Neighborhood Inc. and Keystone and anybody else you've got. I think you'd be better. Yes?
I have been here 10 years. I had a man and he had a job and everything went good until about 10 months ago. And that's when he ended up in the hospital.
Well, it satisfies your needs. That's who am I to question it? At any rate, I'm gonna send you this. You got defaulted. If you wanna move to set the default aside, first of all, you weren't here. I called downstairs to see if you were here. At some point, 15 or 20 minutes later, you showed up. Then it took me another 20 minutes to figure out who you were. And by that time, everybody else had left. So I'm gonna send you a copy of that. Stay in contact with your manager. If you wish to stay there, they can agree to some plan for you to get caught up. If you've been there for 10 years at $1,300 a month, bless your heart.
It's gone up some since then too.
But if you wish to move to set the default aside, because you were confused or didn't have adequate time to get here. I am concerned that the notice has the wrong date on it, but June 8th at 1:25, you were actually here at about probably 1:40. All right, I'm gonna send you that. You share it with the funding sources and we'll see where we go from there.
How are you gonna send it, through the email?
It's gonna come to you. If you call the court and give them your email, they'll email it to you here this afternoon.
Okay.
I don't want to put your email out over the live stream. You'll get random emails from people.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, just another bumpy ride. All right, Mr. Barta, thank you for sharing on our landlord-tenant docket. I see Christy with Medusa here in her picture, and now she's at the Golden Gate Bridge. Some of our attorneys appear from that location. The esteemed Cezanne Barta is here on behalf of Portfolio Recovery Associates. Christy Ames is here on her own behalf. And this is a pretrial conference and a motion for summary disposition. Ms. Ames, several times a week, I have the obligation of trying to explain to some layperson what summary disposition means. So let's talk about that. They filed this lawsuit for this amount of money, $2,395.86 plus costs. They served a copy of it on you and you answered it. You called this an answer and affirmative defenses. You filed that on April 13th. That answer gets you past the default, but it doesn't necessarily get you past the motion for summary disposition. The plaintiff has filed a motion for summary disposition with a brief explaining that you have not stated a defense and there is no material issue of fact. That's under Michigan Court Rule 2.116C9 and suit C10. So you filed an answer, that means there's no default, but in your answer, you don't state a defense and there does not appear to be a material issue of fact. So the plaintiff is simply asking that I enter a judgment in their behalf. Mr. Barta, is that your take on this matter?
That would be correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Ames, are you able to make any sort of installment payment on this?
I don't want to guarantee anything right now because like money's tight in the economy today, but like they don't even have all the correct paperwork. I paid off one account that they sent me information for, and I don't understand how they got the two accounts mixed. Because I did go into default with one with Capital One, but it wasn't as much as what they're saying. And I did pay off one, and they sent me paperwork on the one I paid off. Like it only showed $3.47 for a balance.
All right, well, you haven't stated any of that. You're telling me here today, orally in this hearing, but you filed an answer and you didn't state any of those defenses in your answer. All you did is print something off the internet and argue that they lack standing, summary statute of limitations, and some general things. They filed a brief and a motion for summary disposition, which you did not answer. And they show the charging history. There's dozens of pages of documents with you and this Capital One account. You may have settled another account, but not this one. So you're telling me things here that you never stated anywhere else. And so the summary disposition motion appears to be appropriate. I was willing to try to set up a payment plan, but at this point, you're not prepared to do that. Now, once this enters, you can contact Weber and Olsees, the law firm, and ask to set up a payment plan. But
already have a payment plan.
They filed a brief. They submitted dozens of pages of your charging history. The brief explains what the law is. You didn't respond to the motion for summary disposition. So that's another problem. But in your brief letter, which you did entitle a response, an answer, you didn't state any defense. And here you started to state a defense, but I don't think it matches. So I'm going to grant summary disposition to the plaintiff in the amount of $2,395.86 plus court costs of $157.10 for a total amount of $2,556.92.
They
It's
also
not
bought this cover.
overwhelming, but it is if you don't have a lot of money.
Yeah. They also bought Discover in turn too, and I owe Discover, so they've been taking my state taxes every year. So they're already getting payment from me just for another company they bought.
Well, that's a separate claim.
Right.
Mr. Barta, at this point, she didn't want to discuss a repayment plan, and she's already getting garnished of her taxes in another case, so there just may not be enough money to go around. All right, anything to add? I've signed your order. Miss Ames, are you still at the Lincoln Street address in White Pigeon?
Yeah.
All right, you'll get a copy of this. If you don't have any money, you don't have any money, but if you're working for wages, they can garnish your wages. And you won't like that much. I would recommend.
I just go as a single parent right now.
All right. Like I said, there's not enough money to go around.
Right.
All right, I'll send you a copy of that order. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
No problem.
You've seen worse, I suppose. All right. Did you see that one had the wrong date on it? It said Friday, June 8th. She was like, I didn't know what day this was. Which one was it?
I heard her say something about that.
It was this one.
lady?
Yeah. I said, no, it didn't. And then I said, yeah, it did.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, she was here today. She was late. So anyway, I think we're all right. But you can have all of these. And you can give this one to Michelle. That clip. Now, I think that frees us up until 3 o'clock. Thank you. In which we have several small claims cases. I also understand I have another PPO in my inbox and some other things to deal with. So
in this courtroom case, what started as a simple small claims lawsuit quickly turned into a shocking story about a failed relationship and thousands of dollars spent without any legal agreement. The woman claimed that during her relationship, she paid nearly $6,000 for her boyfriend. She bought him a truck, paid for his phone, covered his monthly phone bills, purchased clothes, jewelry, and even a virtual reality gaming headset. After the relationship ended, she wanted every dollar back and argued that he had promised to repay her. However, the judge focused on one key legal question. Was there an actual contract? Although the woman presented text messages suggesting he would eventually pay her back, there was no written agreement proving these purchases were loans instead of gifts. The defendant insisted that everything had been given voluntarily during their relationship and that he never forced her to spend the money. As the evidence unfolded, the judge became increasingly frustrated. He criticized the defendant for accepting expensive gifts while contributing very little, but he also reminded the plaintiff that generosity during a relationship does not automatically create a legal obligation. In one of the most memorable moments of the hearing, the judge described the lawsuit as a divorce without a marriage, explaining that emotional disappointment cannot replace legal proof. In the end, despite believing the woman had been taken advantage of, the judge ruled against her because the law requires evidence of a binding contract. It was a tough lesson showing that in court, emotions and good intentions are not enough. If you expect someone to repay money, especially large amounts, it is always safer to have the agreement clearly documented in writing.